Saloon over in Europe now as the World Cup qualifying campaign comes to a close, of course, but who's going to go through to the playoffs? Who's going to go through to Qatar? We're going to all come at you next. That's right, folks. Let's get another prediction video today. We look forward to match number 10, part 3, over in Europe. And we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe and get your bang up today with all things Blackburn related, World Cup qualifying related, World Cup itself related, over in Qatar. We got it all here, boys, under one Ruski. That's right, of course. It all boils down to this, especially over in the Dutchlands group, as they fluff their bloody lines. Of course, we'll take a look at that and more in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. Who are they? They're my bloody patrons, boys. They're my patrons. Thank you for your continued support as we try to crack this baby up another level. So here we go then. Recap the games that did take place. I think it was last night, Saturday. So, of course, these games will take place, I think, on Tuesday. So here we go then, shall we take a look at those results. Bosnia-Herzegovina did lose to Finland. 3-1 win for them on the road. On with the 2-0 for the hosts. France, of course, tried to match Germany's 8, but they can only muster, Germany's 9, but they only got 8-0 win over bloody Kazakhstan. The Belgians, they picked up a 3-1 win over Estonia, but they're already home and host, weren't they? Of course, Wales secured a playoff berth, I think, 5-1 win over Belarus. Big win for them as well. Norway, again, they also fluffed their lines. 0-0 draw against Latvia. They're not good enough. Maybe they're just not good enough, Norway, to get through to the World Cup. We'll have a look at the groups in a minute. Of course, Turkey put a 6 past Gibraltar cricket score there, but of course, probably a surprise there. Montenegro 2, the Netherlands 2. I went with the 4-goal for myself, but I thought I went with the Dutchlands, but I got it wrong. Those were my picks. I got myself 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty poor, man. 4 out of what do we have there? 7, so not great. This is, of course, what would have got you. Look at this. Carl McGuckin up there with 6. I don't know which one he slipped out of. I didn't really scrutinise it just that bad, but Alex Weller's up there with the chasing back. Blazoo's up there. Shane O'Donnell, again, Charlie Shepherd, Paul Burden, Antti Salonen, Jonathan Liu, and Cynic with Patrick Wack, with the coolest name in town. That's right, of course. So well done to you guys for the score. But what about the grand scheme of things? Of course, it is edging close. Look at Patrick Wack's up there. Coming out of nowhere. Costas K's up there with 164 points on the board. Master Fighter's in second. Of course, Hansworth makes up that power 3. But still got points on the offering for these next 3 days. Of course, and we've got the playoffs as well. So a little bit of work still to be done over here in Europe. Let's take a look at the groups. Now, the ones in blue are the ones, of course, that were updated from these last games. So we already know about Portugal. We already know about Spain. They will be duking it out. Some of those guys are in action today, of course. All right, let's take a look at those groups to show. Starting with, of course, Group D. That's France. They're in command. They've actually sealed the deal over the line, yet to taste defeat. Of course, they are the World Cup winners, holders. Of course, now Finland are in the driving seat. Of course, 2 points clear over Ukraine. Bosnia-Herzegovina are out of the race for playoffs. As for Group E, Belgium are there, home and host again, yet to taste defeat. I think Wales are just about there. I don't know if they've secured a playoff berth, but of course, they've got 3 points clear over the Czech Republic. Of course, so we'll see about that in a minute. Meanwhile, over in Group G, the Dutchlands are close. They're just 1 point clear, 1 point away, I think, of sealing the deal. Of course, 2 points clear over Turkey and 2 points clear over Norway. Now, I think the Dutchlands take on Norway and Turkey take on Montenegro. And, of course, what will be a difficult end to the thing. So if Norway win, they could actually leapfrog Netherlands and Turkey into, of course, top spot. Now, of course, if Turkey win, they could also leapfrog Netherlands. Or if Turkey and Netherlands both win, guess what? Those two will secure either top and bottom, top and second there. Of course, those are the tables that were affected in the last round of matches. Of course, those are the other ones there. So let's get into the next round of matches. The final ones for these respective groups, which, of course, will take place on Tuesday, November the 16th. Kicking all off with Bosnia-Herzegovina up against Ukraine. Let's get to this one now. They played each other just one time earlier in the campaign. Of course, Bosnia-Herzegovina coming to this. Just won defeat the past 6 games, 58% for against Ukraine. Just unbeaten in the last 6, but however, drawing 5 of the past 6 as well. Up against 1 win as well, 58% for them. Of course, last time around was in Ukraine. It was a 1-1 draw. That was back in October. Bosnia-Herzegovina coming to the back of that loss against Finland. Ukraine coming to the back of that draw against Bulgaria. It was a friendly. So, of course, this is their first competitive match in this international break. 7-2 is your Bosnia odds for this one. 11-8 on is Ukraine. 14-5 is draw. So Ukraine are favoured to win this one. I'm going to go with a win for Bosnia-Herzegovina. A bit of a surprise. Even though Bosnia-Herzegovina are out, they would like to take maybe a team down with them. And I think they'll fancy the chances on this one. Next, of course, Finland up against La France. Of course, over in Finland. Of course, France have sealed the deal. They're home and host. Now, these two nations played each other 4 times in 2012. 1 for Finland, 3 for France. No draws, of course. Finland coming to this just back-to-back wins for them. 58% form with the last 6. Up against France, who are unbeaten in the last 6 games. Picked up 4 wins on the bounce. 83% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time they played each other in France was a 2-0 win for France. That was back in September. Last time played each other in Finland was a 1-0 win for La France as well back in September 2012. The Finns committed to the back of a 3-0 win over Bosnia-Herzegovina. Of course, France committed to over 8-0 win over Kazakhstan. I do have odds on this one. Odds go in favour of France. Of course, 64 on for the victory, 52 is a draw, 3-1 long shots in here. I'm going to go with a win for, I think it's actually a surprise here. I'm going with a draw, 1-1 in the middle, of course, and that might be enough for Finland to go through to the playoffs. Of course, next up we'll have Czech Republic up against Estonia. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, now these two sides played the 4 times since 1998. 4 wins out of 4 for Czech Republic. Nothing but Estonia, of course. Czech Republic in position 1 defeated by 67% form for them right now. Estonia's just 1 win and 6 for them, 25% form. Of course, last time around, it was Estonia's a 6-2 win for the Czechs. However, they did play each other in Czech Republic back in 2004 was a 2-0 win as well. Of course, the Czechs coming to the back of a 7-0 win over Kuwait. That was a friendly. That was, of course, a couple of days ago. Meanwhile, Belgium did beat Estonia 3-1 just the other day. Look at the odds on this one. 8-1 on is your Czech Republic, 20-1 is your long shots. That's Estonia, 7-1 is your draw. I'm going with the Czechs on this one, 2-0 win to make it very interesting in the end. And then, of course, Belgium. I've got to go to Wales. Of course, even though Belgium are home and hose, Wales are not necessarily there. I think they're very close, but of course, I think they need a draw or more needed. Played each other 8 times in 2 nations, of course, since 1993. 3 wins for Wales, 2 wins for Belgium, and 3 draws. The Welsh come to this 75% form, unbeaten in the last 6 games, of course. Up against Wales, up against Belgium, just won once in the past 3, 6-7% form for them. Again, they're already home and host. They played each other in Belgium. It was a 3-1 win in Belgium. That was back in March 2021. However, they also played each other in the Euros back in 2016. It was a 3-1 win for the Welsh. In fact, Wales have just lost once in the last 5 against Belgium, so maybe they like playing them. Of course, Belgium did beat Estonia 3-1 last time. Wales beat Belarus 5-1 last time. Look at the odds on this one. 25 is your host. That's Wales. 65 is your Belgium, and 11-5 is your Belgians are favoured. 3-1 win for me. I'm going for them as well. Gibraltar, they'll take on Latvia. Of course, must win. Well, it's not really must win. It's of course maybe a chance for a win for Gibraltar. Of course, they come to this play each other 3 times 2016. 1 for Gibraltar, 2 for Latvia, 0 draws. Of course, Gibraltar comes to this having lost 6 matches in a row. Meanwhile, Latvia comes to this just 1 win and 6, 33% form for them at the moment. Last time around, of course, over in Latvia, it was a 3-1 win. That was back in, of course, September 2021. However, they played Gibraltar in a friendly back in 2018. It was a 1-0 win for the Gibraltars as well. Of course, Gibraltar did lose to Turkey last round. It's got 1, 2, 3 games without scoring a goal. Whereas Latvia came to this on the back of a draw, solid draw against Norway. Look at the odds on this one. We have Gibraltar 8-1 for the victory, 9-2 is your draw, 10-3 on is your Latvia. They are your favourites. I'm going to go with Latvia, but only just. Montenegro will take on Turkey in a zing chicken dinner match here. This could, of course, dent Turkey's hopes. Over in Montenegro, played each other 3 times in 2016. No wins for Montenegro, 2 draws and 1 win for Turkey. Of course, Turkey comes to this on the back of just 1 defeat by 6-7% form for them right now. Meanwhile, Montenegro just 1 win and 6 for them, 42% form for them at the moment. Last round, of course, was in Turkey, it was a 2-2 draw back in September, and last time played in Montenegro was also a 2-2 draw. Montenegro did draw with the Netherlands. Guess what? It was a 2-2 draw last time around. Of course, Turkey picked up a 6-0 win over Gibraltar last time around. Look at the odds. 4-1 is your hosts, 6-4 on is your Turkey. The eye favourites, 14-5 is your draw. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Montenegro, which of course put a massive dent in Turkey's hopes for Qatar 2022. What's going to happen though in this one? In the battle of the ends, as the Netherlands against Norway, of course, played each other 5 times since 1994. 3 wins for the Dutchies, nothing for Norway, and 2 draws, of course. 3-0 win was the biggest win for the Dutch, of course, and they come to 83% form. Haven't lost the last 6 games. Also, Norway haven't lost the last 6 games, picking up 75% form, winning 3 and drawing 3. Last round, of course, was in Norway. It was a 1-1 draw back in September. The last time played in the Dutchlands was a 2-0 win for the Dutchies as well. Of course, the Dutchlands come to the back of that draw against Montenegro. Of course, Norway picked up a 0-0 draw against Latvia, which of course probably a massive dent. However, I think it's back-to-back clean sheets at the very least for Norway on this one. 5-2 on is your Netherlands, 7-1 is your draw, away win, sorry, and 7-2 is your draw. I'm going to go with a win for the Dutchies here, 3-2 win in the end, to give themselves a spot in Qatar 2022. That's my picks, of course. Be sure to get your picks in as well using the code CUT/WC221Euro. And then, of course, get amongst it. Of course, we'll be back the next time around for the Euro side of things for the playoffs. I think we'll get a draw. The draw for the playoffs will be on the 26th of November. So we'll have that very soon. Of course, some big nations could be in there. And, of course, we'll predict them right the way through. And, of course, we'll be back for Qatar 2022 as well. But that, my friends, is just about that. Be sure to give the video some low end. Smash your thumbs up. Smash your subscribe. Check the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and, of course, Patreon as well. Until then, folks, I'll see you soon for the next one, whenever that is.